Okay, guys, welcome to Reading Workshop and your mini lesson for today. This one may be just a little bit longer than I'd like, but it's a really important one, so I want to help you get through it as quickly as possible, but make sure you pause. You'll need your reading notebook. We're only going to put down one teaching point in here. Okay, so your next teaching point for Unit 8, Understanding Nonfiction Text, is readers survey the text for text features to engage with the information. Hope y'all can read that. Survey the text for text features to engage with the information. All right, when you get that done, close your book and put that aside and then follow along. Okay, so I'm going to close the book, and we have been working with Stubby as a literary nonfiction text. And the literary nonfiction, it follows a plot line. So we would have had, if we would have done an activity with Stubby, we would need to do it as a plot structure because there were events that built on each other. There was a bit of a turning point in all on this book. We're going to transition now to informational text. A lot of this is going to be review for you, but I want you to make sure that you practice this activity when I tell you at the end of the video to practice activity. In fact, in partway in here, I'm going to probably have you pause it. So you're going to need to pause it. You're going to need sticky notes in one of the informational texts, but don't do that now. Just follow along here. All right, so I have this book about dogs. Stubby was a dog, so I've got 3 books about dogs we're going to look at. These are informational texts about dogs. Kids, everything dogs. First thing you want to notice is the whole look is different. You have the title, and this one's a National Geographic, but then on this one you even have a focus for the book. And I know the lighting is kind of, let me try to shade it just a little bit so you can see all the canine facts, photos, and fun that you can get your paws on. So it's giving you something to focus on here. And then obviously the author. When you open up this one, look at that cute puppy. In this context, and I did use this book when we were working on sentences the other day, but you have a table of contents. That's different from most of your literary. They may just list the chapters, but this table of contents divides this one in sections. So meeting dogs, a dog's life, we are family, fun with dogs. And then at the bottom, it tells us what's extra in here. To the rescue, an interactive glossary. We'll talk about that here in a minute. With words, find out more, an index, and then credits. And then there are these different categories that are in with each one of these sections. So this book is about a lot of different types of dogs. So we have our introduction, and you'll notice on the introductions here, in this book, it's a learning text, and so it's going to have this Explorer's Corner. And so you'll need to just note that, okay, Explorer's Corner, I might want to remember to read this information that will help me go deeper with my thinking about this particular part of dogs. Then we have captions over here. There's a picture of this beautiful dog running in the trees, and it says, a border collie runs through a flowery field. Perked up ears and tail means it's playtime for this pup. So it just adds a little bit of interest to the reading. Here's our first section. There's a text feature, a caption. Dogs come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. It's hard to believe they all come from the same ancestor. So we're going to read about that. And if we don't know what that word ancestor means, that'd be one that you would want to start looking up. Especially if you don't hear the meaning as you go. So we have our first section. Then look at the different sections. We have our subtitles, okay? We have our main thing, K9 101, and then we have these subtitles. This one's laid out different. That's an ugly thing. Then we have by the numbers. Then this is kind of given information that would be all number related. This page has all these different circles with the different types of dogs. So we need to make sure we pay attention to this. Biggest, tallest, highest jumper, paw print. I mean, all this book is full of lots of facts, lots of information. It is not written as a story. It's facts and information about certain dogs. All right, and here's another Explorer's Corner. So if we go to the back of the book, and when we read a book that has all these different facts and information, a good place, if, like, for instance, if we're reading about Stubby, we might go here and look here and see under the S's in the index, is there anything about Stubby? I don't see a Stubby on here. So I'm probably not going to learn any new information about Stubby that I would learn about shelters. I could go over here. I learned about bagel hounds. I could, let's see, I have used to have beagles, cocker spaniels. Let me go see if there's anything about cocker spaniels. Nothing about cocker spaniels in this book. So that's the index. So as I'm looking through this, I would tab this and say, this is my index. Okay. Then I have, this one. These words are commonly used among dog experts. Use the glossary. So this is called an interactive glossary. So this one has different words. And these words, this one even has a quiz with it. Oh my goodness. So you could learn more about dogs, and the answers are down at the bottom. So anyway, that's this book. I'm going to put this book aside. And so I surveyed the text. I haven't even really read much of it, but I surveyed parts of it. Oh my goodness, look at that. There's a map. I thought I was going to put it aside. There's a map that shows where the different dog breeds live. So this is that type of book I might want to thumb through first and then go start reading parts of the book. All right. Now let's look at this one. This one's about dogs, and you flip it over and it's about cats. So dogs this way. We're going to stay with dogs for right now. So I'm looking at this one about dogs. Man's best friend with a question. Did we see a table of contents in this one? See, I don't see a table of contents. This one just jumps right in. And this one has drawings. It doesn't have real pictures. But does that make this a book that's not real? No. It still makes it a book about dogs, but it's got all these different, just more drawings. And so we can look through the book that way. All right, last one, and then I'm going to have y'all get to work. Dogs on duty. All right, dogs on duty. Let's go back here. And once again, I want to go to my index, and I'm going to see if I can find any information about Stubby. Look right there, Stubby. I know that Stubby was a military dog, and this one's called Dogs on Duty. So I'm going to go back here to Stubby, and Stubby is talked about on page 9. So then I'm going to go to page 9, and there he is. Okay, so let's read this part about Stubby. Stubby was the most famous American war dog of World War I. An American soldier named Robert Conroy found Stubby wandering the streets of Hartford, Connecticut. Conroy smuggled Stubby aboard the ship that took his division to France. At that time, dogs weren't considered a part of the military, but Stubby won over the authorities by learning the drills and performing a doggy salute, lifting his right paw above his eye whenever the soldier saluted. Stubby was a natural guard dog who saved Conroy and the other men more than once. His superb sense of smell alerted him to a nightmare poisonous gas attack, giving the troops precious seconds to don their gas mask. Another time, he caught a German soldier by the pants he was trying to get into camp. Stubby took part in many battles and would lie down beside injured men to comfort them, while barking to help medics find the wounded. He also carried messages from the front. After spending weeks in a hospital recovering from wounds he received from German grenades, he returned to the battlefield and continued to serve fearlessly. Stubby became a famous symbol of loyalty and courage. After the war, Stubby was a celebrity, leading parades and meeting U.S. Presidents Wilson, Harding, and Coolidge. He became the football mascot at Georgetown University, where he continued to live with Conroy until his death in 1926. I'm about to run out of time.